Let's study about what is global warming. Global warming means an increase in average temperature of the Earth's surface. This happens when the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere increase. Please write there average temperature of the Earth's surface, which you studied in middle school. Sorry, which you studied in 9th grade was what? First chapter. 17 degrees is our average temperature. Even a few points of change will result in global warming. What is greenhouse effect? Please draw this. Greenhouse effect says that the temperature of the Earth's surface is increasing. This is when the sun's energy enters, is absorbed and reflected back into the space. But when it is re-radiated or when it is reflected, the greenhouse gases create a layer which does not allow the sun's radiation to escape. This you studied in again 9th grade. The incoming sun's rays were called as insolation. Insolation was the incoming sun's rays, which you can see in this diagram. They're going to come in. Coming in, absorption, not a problem, fantastic. Then they get absorbed, then they bounce back. What is that bounce back called as? Terrestrial. Perfect. And if you can see here, now they are getting trapped because of the layer of the greenhouse gases which are increasing. Name the gases: CO2, methane, nitrous oxide, and oxygen. So you learned insulation. You learned insulation comes in as long waves. Last year, if you remember, terrestrial radiation goes out as short wave. Greenhouse effect and global warming. We are comparing greenhouse to global warming. Please mark the first 4 points repeated. The rate of solar radiation by the Earth and its emission back into space creates a balance on the Earth. This diagram which you can see, incoming, absorption and outgoing creates a balance. The first 4 points says creates a balance. कोई problem नहीं है. Incoming, absorption and outgoing, no problem. The problem arises when these layers of carbon and other gases. Can you see this? This trapping layer gets formed. The carbon dioxide and other gases create a blanket which prevent the passing of the infrared radiation outside. Please mark thus making Earth a warm place in number 7. This is very similar to an enclosed area of the greenhouse glass. Hence, global warming is also known as greenhouse effect. Mark the 9th so that I can show you a photo. Mark the 9th so that I can show you a photo. We are comparing this. If you remember last year you studied. Yeah. We studied this solar radiation coming in. Insolation coming in. It gets absorbed, bounces back. ये figures last year we पढ़ा था, incoming and outgoing. We take in 1 of the billion parts of the Earth's sun's rays. This may be incoming, absorption, and outgoing. This is called as this. Now the problem arises is when the greenhouse layer effect gets formed, which traps the heat, does not allow the heat to escape. This concept is very similar to the greenhouse. This concept is very similar to this greenhouse, which you can see. In this case, we artificially create the heat. We want the heat not to go out, so it traps it so that your crops and all can grow very well. We purposely trap the heat so that your crops and all can grow very well. But our earth is not wanting to trap the heat. यहाँ पर heat trap हो जाता है and causes global warming. Hence, we say global warming is also known as greenhouse effect. There are 5 greenhouse gases. Please mark for name the following: CO2, methane, nitrogen oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, water vapor. Next one, mention one human activity which causes global warming. Burning of fossil fuel releases CO2, which affects the climate change, which affects global warming. Please draw the flow chart. Burning of fossil fuel gives out more CO2. More CO2 affects climate change, which means global warming. As Durva said, please teach me more about global warming. Let's do effects of global warming. Global warming affects the change in air and wind patterns. Please underline that statement. Whenever there is a temperature increase, the temperature will increase uniformly all over the world. It's not that ऐसा इंडिया में टेम्परेचर बढ़ गया, यूएस में टेम्परेचर कम हो गया या ऑस्ट्रेलिया में बढ़ गया. Whenever the global world temperature increases, it increases at all places, thus affecting climate change at all places. Number 2, pathogenic diseases will multiply. Pathogens are disease-causing organisms. They will survive more in hot temperatures and will multiply. Higher transpiration will affect groundwater levels. Point number 4, the temperatures are expected to rise anywhere between 2 to 5 degrees. And point number 5, when 2 to 5 degree temperature rises, please mark, there will be a change in ice caps. Ice caps will melt. This will result in rise in sea levels. And certain areas, that is certain countries near the sea, will get submerged. That is, countries will face encroachment by sea water. Where? Uttarakhand. Countries will get submerged by sea water. One of the examples of submergence you had studied last year in chapter 7, volcanoes, was Dwarka has got submerged. Apart from that, they say if this continues, Mumbai will also get submerged. Depletion of ozone. Venice is a city which is almost on the verge of submergence. And इसमें देखेगा तो they don't have so much. They use waterways, that is boats. Yeah, but our point is anything near the sea will get encroached. Sea water आ जाएगा. Depletion of ozone. First mark which are the layers of atmosphere. This is repeated. Tropo, strato, ino, exo. Meso also. वो yesterday वाले batch ने भी बोला. You can write meso also. You're right. The ozone layer is where in the Earth's atmosphere. Which atmosphere of the Earth? Stratosphere. Please mark stratosphere. Very good. What does the ozone have? The ozone has O3. Yes. And it protects the Earth from ultraviolet rays of the sun. Showing you photo of ozone. This is your ozone layer. This is your ozone layer which protects the earth from the ultraviolet rays of the sun. Okay, let's go ahead. What is the ozone layer? Ozone layer is the earth. Ozone layer is the layer at the stratosphere. It is made up of O3. Ozone is made up of O3. Its job is to protect us from the UV rays of the sun. Where is the ozone layer located? Stratosphere, 20 to 50 degrees, so 50 kilometers, and its density is very low. It's a very low density layer. Plus, out of the 2000 kilometers of the total atmosphere, ozone is only 30. Importance of ozone, please mark. It protects us from the UV rays of the sun, protects us from the harmful rays and harmful effects. And the last point is very important. Human produced ozone gas is also used for water and air purification. Ozone is please mark human produced ozone gas is human produced ozone gas is used for water and air purification. A very important statement. Now we are saying ozone layer is depleting. Look here. This photo tells you that the ozone layer is depleting. That the ozone layer is depleting. Please have a look here. This is another photo of the ozone layer depletion. Ozone hole. So we study about three groups. 1, 2, and 3. Three groups which cause ozone layer depletion. The first one is the nitrogen, that is oxides of nitrogen. Nitrogen and hydrogen oxide, that is N2, NO2 and NO family. When these oxides of nitrogen come in contact with ozone, the reaction destroys ozone. Example very important. Supersonic jets which pass through the stratosphere give out nitrogen gas. These are photos of supersonic aeroplanes which are there. They give out nitrogen, depleting the ozone. Second one, CFCs. All developed and developing countries have CFCs in their refrigerators, in aerosols, paints, plastics, foam, spray cans, and all this. When this comes in, when this is released into the atmosphere, the molecules of chlorine break down ozone. Have a look at this. These are photos of how this happens. These are your spray cans. इसमें CFs, look here. This is an example of this. इसमें CFC molecule होता है, the chlorine molecule. When this chlorine molecule comes in contact with ozone, it breaks or it depletes the ozone layer. Can you see the photo on the screen of the molecule? This is how molecular system works. Natural causes. We have how many natural causes? Two only. Sunspots and stratospheric winds. The ozone layer has been found to deplete certain natural processes such as sunspots and stratospheric winds. But please mark, this is only 1 to 2% of depletion. The third cause of nature is volcanic eruptions, also responsible for ozone depletion. One to 2% is obviously very less, can be recovered by nature automatically also. Ozone hole. This is a photo of the ozone hole. Your ozone layer is getting depleted and a ozone hole is getting formed. Here you can see ozone hole. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Don't do anything. This is a photo of the ozone hole. You can see the ozone hole is the depletion of the ozone layer in the stratosphere, mainly near circle polar regions. Ozone first depletes near polar regions. If it depletes, it does not stop the harmful rays of the sun to enter the earth, which causes skin cancer and eye damage. What is ozone layer depletion? It is gradual thinning of the ozone layer. ऐसा नहीं है कि ozone layer चले जाता है and comes back. It is gradually depleting, and now recent news say very lucky, it is gradually grown back also. Holes are getting closed, and the healing should happen by 2040, as he mentioned. It is due to the chemical release containing gaseous two compounds BC, bromine and chlorine. What are the ill effects of ozone layer depletion? The ozone layer absorbs the UV rays and filters. If this is not possible, it causes 6 ill effects. Please mark the first one. It causes skin cancer and cataract. Cataract is eye problem. Yes. It affects the genetic orders of the heredity. Please mark 3 and 5 together. It disrupts the marine ecosystem. It affects green algae, fish and other animals and continental fish. Young cells and the larvae are also affected. This is your photo of larvae. These are larvae photos. Larvae are basically small fish, which then become later big fish. Plastic also becomes brittle when ozone comes in contact, when the UV rays come in contact with this. Last two answers, acid rain, ये थोड़ा पीछे चल रहा है. We will have to cover this out some way or other time. Aim was to finish the chapter, but I cannot. So we stop here after these two. Acid rain means it's not that the acid is being produced, is there in the rain. It means the water is polluted. Wait, I can do a little more after this. Huh? Acid rain means the presence of acids in the rainwater. Burning of coal, wood, and petroleum gives out sulfur and nitrogen. When it comes in contact with oxygen, it becomes oxides, which is soluble in water. During the rain, these oxides start to form sulfuric acid, nitric acid, nitrous acid, and so on. Please mark, this is called as acid rain. Flowchart बना देते हैं for reference. Coal, wood, and petroleum all give you what? Sulfur and it gave you sulfur and nitrogen. Confirm? Yes. Sulfur and nitrogen, when it comes in contact with O2, gives you SO2 plus NO2. When it comes in contact with water vapor, it gives you 3 to 4 types of gases. Effects of acid rain increases aridity of the soil, affects the plant growth, affects aquatic species, affects human nervous system, contaminates the air and water. How does acid rain affect monuments? It affects buildings, statues, bridges, fences. The Taj Mahal is got affected. That is, the white marble is turned yellow because of the Mathura oil refinery which it produced. We stop here for today, 43.